Ernie Rizzo was hired as a private investigator in the 1993 molestation case against Michael Jackson. He's with us from Chicago. Gerry Boyle is a well-known criminal defense attorney, and Robert Ernenwein is a former L.A. deputy district attorney. Gentlemen, welcome. Ernie, I'm going to start with you, since I understand you have gotten a phone call from somebody letting you know that you might just get called before this very grand jury. Is it true?
Yeah, Santa Barbara called me, and they want to know what I knew, and I'll probably get called. I don't think before the grand jury, though. I think at the actual trial.
Okay. Do you have any information about who is on the witness list for the grand jury hearings?
Yeah. The 12-year-old boy will testify. His sister, his brother, his mother, and I believe the attorney for the victim 10 years ago, Larry Feldman, I believe, will be testifying. And I think they're doing. I don't think the witness from 12 years ago will be testifying until the trial. I don't think they're going to put him through all that grief. I think his attorney is a lot more articulate, and he'll explain what happened back 10 years ago.
Is there anyone else on the list? Is that the full list or partial?
That's just a partial. I think they'll go from there depending on how it goes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I would imagine next comes a psychiatrist who talked to the kid, and on from there. But I think what they'll just put witnesses on until they feel they've got it tight, and then they'll end it.
Okay. Robert, a question to you about why this is being handled this way. What's unusual is the prosecutor is having this before a grand jury after the charges have been filed. Why?
It's very odd. In my opinion, what they are trying to do is circumvent the preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for early April. Garagos is engaged in the trial in Northern California. If they can get this grand jury in process, start calling their witnesses, get it wrapped up in 30 days or so, it'll obviate the need for a preliminary hearing. They can indict Mr. Jackson and then set a trial date.
But Gerry,
that's my opinion.
Gerry, you think the way they're handling this case is a sign of weakness of the evidence?
Well, I think what they're doing is they're trying to control the case. I mean, this preliminary hearing would have to be held in the Coliseum. They had so many people there at the initial appearance. God knows how many people would be there at a preliminary hearing. That obviates all of that problem. That obviates the problem with the jury pool. But they're also, I don't think they win a case in a grand jury. The only thing that they can learn is how strong their case is, but I don't think that's going to make a difference in the final analysis. I think they're just trying to control the situation.
Gentlemen, just want to ask you about something else. The judge has issued a gag order, and from what I'm hearing, if a news photographer even photographs some of these witnesses before the grand jury, they could be in deep trouble. Is that true, Robert?
That's my understanding. The court's order is very strong. It prevents the parties from discussing the case in any manner. And photographing witnesses at a grand jury proceeding, leaking information concerning their testimony is generally unlawful, and I believe would violate the gag order.
Gerry, would the judge actually go through and charge, a news photographer if that happened?
Absolutely. I think the judge in this case is going to go after everyone and not put on another California circus. And he's trying to control that. The prosecutor's trying to control that. But I still think everybody's missing the point. There's going to be 12 people eventually in a jury box that are going to have to decide the guilt or innocence of Mr. Jackson on the basis of what goes on in that courtroom.
Got it.
So the rest of this is just fluff, I think.
Got it. Gentlemen, thank you all very much.